Hi, my name is Leah Cross. I'm a national educator for John Paul Mitchell Systems, and coming to you soon is the new Rare Marula Oil Style Collection, along with launching a few new fun products. We also have some styles that we're going to be launching with these products as well. We are going to be doing the Hannah look number 3 by Lucy Dowdy, and this look is a really fun look that's very classic, very polished. All of the styles in this collection are very polished and refined. They go along with the elegance of the pure rare Marula oil. This look in particular, it has 3 sections, just 3 large sections. So that's a very, I thought that was a very neat part of this, that you can throw the hair up in just those 3 sections with this technique. So I think you'll like that. If someone comes in and needs a classic style, you'll be able to pull this one out of your back pocket. All right, so beginning with Jenny, I did blow dry her, as you can see, with her hair coming up and away from the face. You really want this to all kind of feel like it's all pulled back and away. Very elegant, and off her face, off her ears, and kind of coming low on the neck. So I'll begin by sectioning this the first of the 3 sections, with her 2 points of the nape being the bottom points of the triangle and the low occipital being her top point of that triangle. So utilizing my Paul Mitchell Pro Stick, I love these for long hair. I'm going to create that triangle in the underneath, and then I'm actually just going to pull the rest of her polished hair up and out of the way. And then with this bottom section here, I'm going to use, in lieu of our new products that are coming out, our new additions to our Rare Marula Oil brand, I'm going to use my bamboo dressing brush to kind of ruche in the underneath and really give some base to her hair. Now, I really want to create some good base in here. This style is going to be predominantly pulled back, like I said, and moved away from the face, but it is going to be polished and refined. So I want to have some good structure in there so that when I go to polish over the surface of her hair, I have something to pin to. So you can see here that I'm just going to polish over the surface of this section now that I've got some base teasing in. And Jenny's hair is a little bit extra long, but that's okay. We're just going to really pull this up and underneath and really give her a nice tuck and roll under here. So again, this is kind of the base start of this style. So this is our section number 1. And I do want it to come a little bit off to the right side. That's where this direction is going to go. So you can kind of keep that in mind as you tuck and roll. So utilizing my large bobby pins, my Roberts I like to call them, these are going to be great for this because we really don't want to spend a lot of time with all these little pins. These are very large sections, so you need a little bit more structure in there. Something that's going to hold it a little bit more. And again, in lieu of our new products that are launching, I'm using the Freeze and Shine Super Spray. This gives me quite a bit of shine so that I can feel a little more polished and refined, but it is a great working spray as well, but really finishes her off nicely. Gives me a little bit of that control that I need as I'm working. Okay, so our second section is going to be from the top point of this triangle here that we just created to her left side, right at the recession line. So kind of drawing that, you're almost making another triangle here to the left, dropping that down. Again, using my Pro Stick to keep Jenny's hair up and out of my way as I work. I'm going to pull this all back and around. So beginning, of course, with giving some base teasing here with my bamboo dressing brush. I'm going to come in right towards the base of her head, right at the scalp. I really want a nice structure there. This is going to be a fairly seamless style. So if you've ever done a very seamless style, like one of the chignons or the bouffants, this is very similar to that. You've got to get some nice structure in there, or you don't have anything to pin and around and really smooth over. You end up with splitting and part lines. So getting some nice tease in there is very important. And coming all the way to the front hairline, just really teasing that base. And then of course, once you feel like you have the tease that you need, smoothing this over. Again, we're kind of pulling to the right side here. So just giving her some surface polish, some surface smoothing, bringing this over. And I don't want to comb out all that tease. Now on this left side of her head here, we did polish and smooth, as you can see, but I'm going to use a little bit of my Freeze and Shine Super Spray, and then I'm going to take my hairpins, and these are going to help to hold this style in. So I'm just going to slide these into the side of her hair. These are temporary pins. They're going to just give me a little structure as I work through Jenny's hair. Okay. So those are just going to hold that side in place because I really want that to be up and away from her face. Give her a little more spray, and then continue to smooth and polish over towards this right side of her head. Okay, now once I've got that, I again am going to do my little tuck and roll here. I really want this to be sort of a barrel curl look. Really refined classic styles have a lot of these barrel curls, or they have the little rosettes, or sometimes a little finger wave. So this kind of gives it a little bit of detail off to the side here. Very, very pretty. And again, using my big pins because of course we're working with such a large section, we really need that structure in there. Okay. And then I'm going to just remove these hairpins on this side now that she's in place. I can safely remove these. And these hairpins are great to work with for something like this because they do come out really easy. They just slide right out. They don't pull the style or anything like that. Just a little more Freeze and Shine for some polishing. Lots of shine. I'm sure you can see that through the camera. And then now we're going to take down our top section here. And we're going to continue in the same manner that we have on the last two sections. We're just going to give her some nice tease. So that's what I love about this. There's not a whole lot of rocket science to this style. You're basically taking some large sections. You're creating some really nice base in here. Using a few choice products from the Paul Mitchell brand. And really creating those polished, classic, elegant styles without a whole lot of work. So I'm taking about an inch size section as I go across, and I'm coming from kind of her hairline over to her part line on the left. And I'm just taking these large sections and teasing them. You could certainly work with your teasy brush for this technique, or your extra large teasing brush from Paul Mitchell. Something that's going to give her a lot of expansion. Again, pulling this all away from the face and making it seamless. You really want to have that great base in there. I can't stress that enough. So with your teasing brush or your bamboo dressing brush, whatever you're using for that tease, just making sure you're getting a lot of expansion. I like a soft bristle brush for this because I can smooth it out and polish over it really well. Sometimes with my smaller teasing brush, I end up packing it too tight. So just be aware of the tools that you're using and how they manipulate the hair. You can see with this teasy brush, it just gives you, my dressing brush, it gives you a softer edge to it, but still gives me a lot of that volume that I'm looking for. All right, coming to the top of the head here, almost finished, got a few more sections. Bringing this up. Okay. Jenny fortunately has a lot of hair to work with, so this is a great style for long hair that you just need to really get it up and out of the way. It's great too for finer styles that you're really trying to give them more hair than what they actually have. Okay, so you can see all this expansion and fullness. It's actually quite pretty. I'm a texture girl, but we want this to be more of our classic style. So I'm going to take a little time and just smooth the surface of this style. Again, I want this to come up and away from the face, so I'm going to comb in that direction. Instead of combing down this way, I'm going to comb away from her face because I want this to come out and curl around. And to help me hold that in place away from her face, I'm actually going to use my hairpins again with a little bit of spray. So, little freeze and shine, smooth her, and then utilizing my hairpins again. And I'm using pretty large hairpins. They have some different sizes, but for this, these slide in and out really easy. So if you can find these, they're probably my preferred ones to work with. And don't be afraid to put quite a few in. Again, this is kind of a looser, seamless style, so you want that to stay in place as you're smoothing and polishing. Okay, so continue. Really connect those sides. Bring this down and around. And then once you get to the bottom here, once you feel like you've smoothed and really polished the way that you would like, you can then take this all into your hand and do another nice tuck and roll. I'm going to get just a little bit of spray here too, help me control that ponytail. And then bringing her all the way up and around. And again, creating that nice pink curl on the side. Using my large pins to secure. You can see how nicely this just comes into place. And it's a pretty secure style too, even though it's so seamless, you can see that it really has a lot of nice hold to it. Okay, so a little more freeze and shine for some polishing. And then I'm going to remove my little hairpins here and just make sure that she's all finished and in place. Okay. Great. So here is our beautiful Hannah look number 3 from our Lucy Dowdy, our beautiful Lucy Dowdy, giving us some more classic styles as she always does. Our Paul Mitchell new rare Marula oil style collection coming out in 2016, along with some of those products that are launching. Pretty excited about that. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that this inspires you as it does me. I love Paul Mitchell. They always come out with new innovative ways to do things. So thank you so much, and hope that you can go try this in the salon.